Spider-Man.
So not too long ago, I actually met Giancarlo Esposito at a convention and I asked him who he would want to play in the MCU. More importantly, I brought up the fact that people at conventions had mentioned that he would possibly want to play Charles Xavier or Professor X. And to that he replied, no, I was asked at a convention if I would play a good guy, and of course I'd want to play a good guy at some point, and I suggested maybe Charles Xavier, but that's just the fans being the fans and creating stories kind of out of nothing, which of course happens all of the time. But me talking to him about this kind of bears fruit now that we know that he is actually going to be appearing in the MCU much sooner than we imagined. Before we get started on this video, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, let's try and get this video to 50 likes. That's probably never going to happen, but I'm going to shoot for it. And also, we're on the road to 1,500 subs, so if you could hit that button, it would mean the world to me. It's free. Now let's talk about this. So news broke today that Giancarlo Esposito is actually going to be appearing in Captain America: Brave New World as an antagonist agent of chaos. Now this can mean so many things. Before I talk about who I think he's going to be playing, let's kind of read the room and discuss what's really going on here. We know that Captain America: Brave New World is now on its 4th set of reshoots, and they're changing the story again. They're making sure everything is good for when it eventually comes out. Now, up until today, we had no idea that Giancarlo Esposito was going to be joining the MCU in any sort of fashion anytime soon. But the fact that this movie has been shooting for so long and now Giancarlo is confirmed to be in it, it raises some eyebrows, because now we're thinking, okay, was he in this movie from day one, or are they adding him now? And if they're just adding him now, does that mean he's playing a big character? Because clearly he's a high-profile actor. Personally, I'd love to see Giancarlo Esposito play a very powerful superhero, but I don't really think that's the route they're going to go down. People have suggested that Giancarlo play these very powerful superhero characters such as Magneto or Charles Xavier, and some people have even mentioned Doctor Doom. And let's hold on to that Doctor Doom guess for just a minute, because I kind of want to go deeper into that and why it could be a possibility. The last time we saw Captain America was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we remember that the Power Broker was one of the main villains. This ended up being Sharon Carter, or Sharon Carter was actually working for the Power Broker, but we never actually found out the true identity of who Sharon was talking to, if that was the Power Broker themselves. Honestly, it would make perfect sense if Giancarlo Esposito is playing this character who was in the shadows during the whole series of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This person was buying weapons. This person may have bought Avengers Tower, which honestly I think could be Kingpin, but that's a discussion for a different video. And who has the resources? Who has the money? Of course, Doctor Doom. Now, do I honestly think he's going to be Doctor Doom? Probably not, considering the Fantastic Four is going to be set in an alternate universe that's not attached to the 616, and possibly at the end of the movie they're going to be brought over into this universe. I don't see them introducing Doctor Doom and then having two of them in the same kind of universe at the same time. But that being said, whoever Giancarlo is playing must be a very important character, because he stated that there's going to be an announcement and then there's going to be a series. In a perfect world, I'd love to see him play someone like Magneto, but I don't think we're going to get that here. I think we might be getting something completely new. And if not completely new, a character that is obscure from the comics that they're going to have a big role for in the MCU moving forward. Particularly, in my opinion, the mutant department. Because we know Marvel wants the X-Men in these movies as soon as possible because of the hype of X-Men 97, the post-credit scene of the Marvels, and of course Deadpool and Wolverine coming out in a couple months. So I'd love to see him play a mutant, but I don't think it's going to be one of the big two, whether it be Charles Xavier or Magneto. Of course, he's going to be a prominent character, but I don't know if he's going to be one of the big superheroes. Maybe kind of similar to the character he plays in The Boys, Stan Edgar, being very powerful without the powers. But at the same time, we know Giancarlo is an incredibly talented actor, and I want to see him flex that creative muscle. I don't want him to play the same character that he's played in a ton of different projects. So Doctor Doom, it's possible. Is it likely? No. Magneto, it's possible, but I don't think they're going to go that route. And after what he told me about Charles Xavier, I think that's out of the question too. So who do you guys think he's going to play in the MCU? Remember, this movie comes out next year, so maybe they've been holding this under wraps for as long as they possibly could, and they had to release something because they're shooting reshoots, or they've tacked him onto the story because the character is going to be important moving forward. Leave your comments on who you think he's playing. I read every single one. I most likely will respond, and I will see you all very, very soon.